everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. I think we're about 15 seconds ahead of everybody else, but oh well.
Hey, Fish Kid.
Hey.
No, they're just all used to us being late.
Oh, shut up. I'm not usually that late.
I am.
Huh?
I am.
Yeah, but I'm not. Usually I start around the right time. And I'm the only one that starts my streams consistently, if I do say so myself. Mostly.
Yeah.
Although tomorrow I won't be doing my Sunday stream because I'm going to something, so I can't go. Or I can't be here, but
I wanted to go to the monthly fish meeting, which I just hate that they have at the end of the month. But it's Hanukkah. And I'm going to go to Hanukkah on the plaza with the rabbi, light the candles, watch the little kids sing, do the Hanukkah thing. And of course, take my mom, make her happy.
Tomorrow?
No, that's the 28th. Oh, man. I wanted peach pie for my birthday, right?
Yeah.
My mom's going to make a blueberry pie because it's what she likes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like blueberry pie, but I really wanted a peach pie for my birthday this year. And with my blood sugar high, I really shouldn't have any pie. A discus addiction. Shut. Let's see. What's up? The sky, the moon, the stars, Venus, the International Space Station. Goodbye.
Girl.
Oh, man.
Well, all my fish seem like they're doing all right. I found so of course I found the rigid airline tubing that I needed, but now I don't know where that airstone is, that clear airstone that you need for it, which I didn't think I needed, so I threw away.
Well, then you know exactly where it is. Somewhere in the landfill.
Okay, Lori, not helpful.
Yeah, but at least you didn't lose it.
Oh, and well, yeah, that's true. I guess that's one consolation.
Yeah.
Oh, and on top of that, I also got something else in today, finally. Although it said it was supposed to be delivered a week ago.
And that was?
I don't know. What were we talking about yesterday that I keep on trying to get, and it hasn't come in yet?
Fish.
No fish.
That was yesterday. I forgot.
I'm showing it, Lori.
The gimbal part.
Yes. It actually came in.
And here's what I did today. And even though there's only 2 people in here, this is something really cool to know. 3. Oh, yeah. Fish Kid. Discus and Changy. I don't know if you guys ever go to the store to buy bins, to put fish in or to put stuff in, plants. Kevin and I went to Family Dollar in Dallas and we bought a couple bins and we put a little bit of water in and some gubby grass for the vampire crabs, and it was leaking. And Kevin's going, no, it's not leaking. And he lifted it up and it's leaking. The holes, the spots where they mold it and pour it in, there's usually a little bump. Well, there wasn't a bump. There was a hole. So today I silicone sealed the holes from both sides. So hopefully they will be now useful. Well, at least for wet stuff. If they still leak, which I doubt, I'll be able to put dry stuff in them. But it was kind of really irritating. Because you would think plastic bins don't leak.
Yeah, why would a plastic bin leak? Why would a plastic bin have holes in it in the first place? I guess that's a better question.
It'll be roundhouse on the range with a rifle. And I'll be right back. The dogs are barking.
Hey, yes. Most of it. Well, once in a while, I know what I'm talking about. I did set up a little bin, which I think Lori said she'll put out, or at least edit the video soon-ish, when she gets a chance. But I have a bunch of plants that I got that I'm very happy about. I got them 2 days ago. Dollar General, I believe, because it's not really a dollar store. But I got a whole bunch of different types of plants from what plants, and they're not doing too bad. But I wanted to do it immersed grown first and make sure I have some and they do all right before I put them in my tanks. And then after that, I'm going to immerse them. I didn't buy them, Roundhouse. Oh, okay. For dinner, we go out somewhere. You want me to bring something back home? Well, yeah. Yeah. Where's okay, there we go.
I figured out what'll solve my problem.
What?
I need, like, fences that you can't see through.
Why?
Because then if the dogs don't see each other, they won't bark at each other.
Yeah.
Kevin, this is in the top shelf of the refrigerator. Is this mine or yours?
Mine.
That's yours?
What are you talking about? Roundhouse. What am I buying that I don't need? What do I not need?
Yeah, see, my neighbors, I have a small dog yard in my half-acre yard, and they should be able to have the half-acre, but I know that the dogs will, like, totally fight through it, and I'm going to get, like, super strong stock fencing, but if they can see each other, they'll, like, bark at each other.
Yes, and we do not want that.
No, it's like bark, 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 bark. And today, let's see, my vacuum tube thing to vacuum died. It cracked at the top. But I guess, what can I expect after 11, 12, 13 years? So I have to buy a new one because my dual tank has more mulm than substrate. I mean, they really like it. But hey, Scott, Patty, Diggs, Danny.
Hey, Scott, Patty.
Well, at least the fish are still alive.
BTW.
I mean, he's keeping them alive. Hey, Yellowstone. Oh, and I put my big pleco in this 75-gallon tank with the polar blues, and he's doing a wonderful job on the algae. He is making the most beautiful designs, both front and back. He's an algae-eating machine. And he's even cleaning the blackbeard algae off.
What do you mean? I didn't have to buy the plants. I got them for free from the wet plants. They were nice enough to send them out to me because I'm going to try and, hey, Holly, convert them from immersed to submersed in my other tank, probably my pleco tank. And then from there, I'm going to put it in my, convert it to my 40-gallon breeder. But I'm really confused what you mean. Roundhouse.
Because he thought you paid for them. Oh, and the other thing I did today is I very, very carefully lifted out the pleco cave with the pleco in it and his eggs, and I put him in another tank. And I don't think he even noticed.
Well, that's good.
Because I tipped him up so the water would stay in, and I moved very slowly, which is weird for me. He just kept wagging his fins. And I have this really cool sealed Captain Morgan spiced rum bottle that goes in my Oscar tank with Captain Morgan, because it's all sealed so the label will never come off. And I didn't even think about getting the tea-colored water, or I should say the rum-colored water, before I did a water change, so now it's too light. So I was thinking of putting a couple catappa leaves in.
Why do you want catappa leaves in there?
Because I want that water to look like rum.
Why?
So it looks like there's a full bottle of rum at the bottom of the tank.
Okay.
Because he's Captain Morgan and he deserves his rum.
Oh. Yeah, they're doing fine right now. They're picking at the bottom.
Oh, how cool, Holly.
Not too worried about the angels right now.
I was able to catch the Honduran red point, and I put him in with the parrots. And he's hanging out with the littlest parrot, which is his size. And eventually I will get the one Mbuna out of there, and I don't know how he got in there. Because they're like across the room from each other.
You never know how fish get in certain places. Why is that a surprise?
It's just weird. I mean, I know they can't jump that far. Yeah, well, I really wanted to do it, but I tried the plastic coat clear, and it just didn't seal right. And I was talking to my son who does 3D printing, and he said, "Mom, I can do that. I'll just get food grade, aquarium safe resin, and I'll pour it on like making one of those
Have you
insulated thermos things." So, and I'm trying to figure out how to get the download the video of it turning with the resin going around it, but it's completely resin, so the label will never come off.
Lori,
Yeah.
have you asked him for me yet?
Yeah, I got to get his PayPal for you.
Okay.
But anyway, the bottle looks really cool. So
Because I want several of those, and I want,
other
and there are a
things.
few other things. There are a few other things that I'd like to try and get made.
Well, see, food coloring would work, but I'd have to go buy it, and I bought some of the catappa leaves at Aquashella for my betas. And
Oh,
my beta fins are growing back real fast.
wait. What happened to the betta fins again?
The jewels ate them.
You had them in together?
Oh, for like 20 minutes.
Oh. When was this?
The day I was going to go home.
Oh.
Hey, GRB, how's life? So I guess, let's see. Well, obviously nothing's going to be open on Thanksgiving, and I think that's the next time I'm going
It is.
down to Santa Fe, but I know on the 1st I can buy a new gravel vac because I'm going down to, well, 3 hours away to get my snakies. I'm so excited, but they will have to learn to eat mousicles.
I'm not buying anything, Roundhouse, so shut up. I
He's
want to
just
get.
trying to get a reaction. Arrgh.
Although there are a few things that I want to see if I can find that I might also be able to ask him if he can print so that I can get it all printed at once. But we shall see.
Boy, I sure have a lot of junk on my desk.
So it's not just me?
No, it's not just you. It's not just you. Okay. The worst thing is I have a lot of stuff in front of my computer, so it's really hard to see. Ooh. Well, let's see if I can do this. You'll have to pardon the moving.
Hey, Matt.
Look at those cool designs.
Wait, what are we looking at?
The cool designs that the Pleco is making
Oh.
in the algae.
Yeah. Actually, that is pretty cool.
But he's like, those leaves when I got home were totally black.
I made
And
some pleco caves at. Oh yeah, I've done that a lot. Holly.
There he is working away.
Hey Matt. Holly says, "Pose. I made some pleco caves out of polymer clay and put little leaves and vines on them out of clay. They turn out cool. Air light to get into more detail, realistic."
Oh, that's cool. You know how you can do that? Okay, you can make me small again. Oh, I want that cookie. Or was it the drink that made her small?
Roundhouse, I'm not buying it yet. I'm waiting to get the funds to do so. I've said that like 10 times the last 3 days.
229.3.
Let's see. Oh, I've made a bunch
If you
of those.
take like a textured rock like sandstone or granite or lava rock, and you carefully roll the clay or put the clay on it and push it down, you'll get that natural texture. That would work. That would be pretty cool, actually.
So I actually made this in ceramics class. And then I made a bunch more of these.
Yeah, I was just wondering about. Yeah, see, I think that I bought too small of a pleco cave. I think I bought a medium, but then they kind of all they're all slightly different sizes, and I just wish that there was something that says you need a 2-inch inside diameter pleco cave for your bristle nose. But that sounds really cool, Holly. I wish the black, well, I guess the black pottery is, I wonder if it would work in a fish tank.
Do you have to fire it?
Yeah.
Is it high fire?
Probably
Hello?
not.
Probably not. It has to be high fire, and it's probably. Can you eat out of it?
Yeah.
You can eat out of it?
Yeah, but I'm sure you're not going to use like a $300 cup or an $800 plate.
Can you eat out of whatever you're making?
Well, yeah.
Then why can't you put it in your fish tank?
Because I can't go to my brother's house and fire it and stuff. Because the Pueblos are still closed.
What?
Pull up your pants, I guess.
Okay, I'm not showing anything.
Didn't you have a hard time getting the log out of the thing when it cooked? I mean, when it baked?
I took it out of that.
No, Holly said she wraps it around a log.
Yeah, but that's
wow. If you got some really nice
Lori,
like bark,
Lori,
you could roll the outside and hang on. You could roll the outside in bark and get really cool texture.
Lori?
Yeah.
That's why you use parchment paper and then put it in. And then roll it.
Ah. Well, Holly said she just wrapped it around a log.
Yeah, you could do that too.
It would give it some really Ah, she put foil over the log. Foil would even, if you crunched it up, would give it a good outside texture. I don't think I've ever fired clay in the oven before. Just outside.
It's a so a convection oven is a lot better because it circulates the air better versus doing it outside. You don't know if it's getting all like it's in the air movement is more inconsistent. That's the only problem with doing it outside.
Only my family's been doing it outside since like probably the 1200s.
Sure, but it's just a little bit more inconsistent. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The pattern's a little bit more inconsistent. You can do it, it's just going to be a little bit more irregular. It probably would be cool.
I'll have to check out this polymer. Is the polymer clay what you use too, Kevin?
Yes, but yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I would use. It's like $30 for a pound of polymer clay.
Yikes. Well, I guess it's probably easier than going and collecting clay.
It's 20 or 30
pieces
it's
and
20 it's 20
together.
or $30. Yeah, but then you have to worry about how quickly the temperature heats up in a wood fire oven, and you have to make sure it's totally dry. It's a lot more work. And you don't always know how if once you make the piece, if it's gonna break or not. That's my issue with doing it outside.
Ooh, look at all the pretty colors.
And while I'm on here, I think I am going to do one.
Ooh, you can do like the candy designs.
What?
There's a guy, let's see, Lightwave Pottery. He makes really cool designs.
I've got way too many pots in there, or logs in there, but I don't care.
We'll see. Doing it outside with...
You have a kiln? That's awesome. Sure.
I would love to have a kiln, but
I think
all I've ever done is fired clay items outside.
Danny and Tyler both have one. Danny actually has one that's working. Tyler has one but doesn't use it. You got new CPDs? Cool, George.
Well, hi, George. Okay, and I will admit that my Mojaves are not up to the quality of your Mojaves, but it's a start. They're still pretty.
How's your phone doing, George?
Oh, come on, Adele, really?
What?
She said she's going to behave. Well, what did you miss? Let's see. We were talking about polymer clay to make pleco caves and
Regular
firing it outside versus polymer clay in the oven, which I've never done because I've only fired things outside.
No, but I'm saying you can fire stuff in a kiln, and that's a little bit more consistent.
Yeah,
That's my only
well,
thing.
and I don't think my mom will let me use her convection oven.
Oh. You don't need to use a convection oven. You can go to a God, what are they called? You can go to a Goodwill or something and buy like one of those small, what are they called? Convection ovens? Not convection ovens. What's the word I'm looking for? You know, those small little ovens that you can get. Lori?
Microwave?
Microwave? No. Microwave oven? No.
Toaster oven.
No, kind of.
I'll just fire it outside. It'll come out with this nice shiny black sheen.
No.
Epoxy sculpt? Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Hey, Ian.
I used to, when my dad would mix his epoxy, I would grab whatever was left and like use toothpicks and make designs with it. Yeah, my mom did. My mom got an air fryer and really likes it, but she hasn't cooked anything in it for me yet. She just keeps telling me how wonderful everything is.
See, Lori, to me, the problem with doing firing outside is it's too inconsistent, and you have to make sure it's totally dry, and it takes a lot more time to put it in the kiln, and I'd always be worried about it catching fire, heating up too quickly and cracking or breaking. That's my only thing. Okay, so it is a toaster oven.
Someone is mad.
Yeah, so go to like a thrift store or a Goodwill.
See, everything that, but it's far away.
Well, live closer to civilization then.
Oh no, that involves people.
What?
That involves people. Hey,
Well then.
Leo. Oh, must be somewhere around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You guys are late. Oh boy, they're having fun. Well, I'll have to check into this sculpting stuff.
Mine as well.
Oh, that's Fender's bowl.
What?
Someone GRB wanted to know what you were wearing on your belt. Fender's collapsible bowl.
I have a collapsible bowl and my vape bag on me. And those have poop bags, so I usually carry that around with me most places. Especially when, well, I carry it around with me because when I go outside, I forget it otherwise.
But if you get good, Danny, you can make decent money with
Doing
glass
what?
blowing. Danny's mom wants him to get into glass blowing, but he doesn't think she would like what he makes. But he could make good money.
Well, you can make pretty good money with pottery too, depending on what you make.
My brother gets like $300 for a 4-inch pot.
Really? A 4-inch pot?
Yeah.
Dang.
Hello, Sandy. Yeah, Indian pottery is expensive. Parents always envision us working differently. I was supposed to become a good Jewish doctor or lawyer, and all I wanted to do was have a ranch and raise children and animals. I disappointed my poor parents.
But yeah, if you get like a small toaster oven, you can do stuff using polymer clay. So sorry I left for a few minutes, but I made this.
Edibles, that's a great idea.
This was one of the pieces that I made in ceramics. Let me see. So I made a little plate, and then I made this, and then she helped me fire it or glaze it. But this is another piece that I made. And then this was a plate that I made, which apparently I need to make it way, way, way bigger because this is so small.
That's a good sized plate for me.
Eh, little too small. And with that, I need to shut off the water because this is draining too much.
Just what I need.
What?
My gravel vac broke.
Oh, yeah. I've got four of them. I got two small ones and like two or three big ones. Just because otherwise I'm always worried I might need one for different reasons.
Yeah, the blue is pretty.
I thought so. Yeah, that was the one that I made for myself. I made four of them, so I glazed them for my brother and my parent. One's for them too, but they haven't come out of kiln yet.
Because you're supposed to look in your fish tanks.
Yeah, although I want to breed the CPDs, although I don't know if I can.
Well, not until the water's fixed.
No, I can breed them. It'll be fine breeding them. The only problem is I can't see the fry, so I don't know when they're free swimming. That's my main
Yes.
issue.
Ready to go hiking? Almost looks like a rope.
Hmm. Nope, I was doing a water change just now. But I've got a Python porter, and instead of doing what I usually would, I'm actually trying to gravel it back up.
I really need to get a gravel vacuum.
Didn't it just break today?
Yeah, but I still need to get one because the jewel tank, like, it has so much stuff on the bottom, you can't see the gravel. And then, of course, I got tapped in the back when I was feeding the Danios and dumped a little too much fish food in.
So I think as long as I do, or as long as I dose prime in it, it should be okay. And trying to get off couch and do some more to 20 long. I'm sitting up on fireplace. Just make sure it's sturdy enough. We don't want to hear an we don't like it when people do that, like what was it? I think Stock My Tank said that she put one on there and it was way too heavy for where she put it.
Yeah, well, I have to get the cursed tank out of my house because I'm babysitting a 20-gallon and a couple of 10 gallons while my friend goes to Bangladesh for the first time in like 5 years to see his parents, let them see their grandson. His wife hasn't been home in 20 years, 15 years. And he was all worried what he was going to do with his fish. And he lives probably about 40 minutes away. So he decided it would be better if he just brought the fish here. And he's bringing a rack and everything. So he has lots of guppies. And he was just like totally amazed that, I'd help him out.
So did you bring his guppies over to your house, I'm assuming?
No, he's bringing them over on Saturday.
Okay, but he's bringing them over
And
to
then
your.
he's going to be gone like a month to a month and a half.
And you said his wife hasn't been here in 20 years?
No, his wife hasn't been home in like 15 or 20 years.
Oh,
So none of the grandparents and great grandparents have seen their baby who's 2 years old
got it.
yet. Yeah, so this is like a really big trip. They're really cool. I
And
really
you
like them.
said 2 years? It's 2 years?
Yeah, their son is 2 years old.
Yeah, that would make sense. That was around when COVID started, so
Yeah.
that would make some sense. Okay, why is it that I have things that I'm going to use and then I forget where I put it? Oh, heck.
No, I'm shaking a bottle of flavored water, okay?
What did they think it was?
Food.
Oh.
It's crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. This diabetes is going to kill me. I've never drank so much in my entire life. What are you sniffing? There's no food up there. And you can't smell the pepperoni through the foil bag. Well, you better not be able to, or you have a super nose.
Are you sure about that? Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're smelling. No matter whether it's through a bag or not.
Because Roundhouse, I know things. You can ask Kevin. He's seen it work in person.
What?
Pose, glue, wait, how did you know? I said, I just know things. I know. Yes, there's a different fish in that tank. You know what happens if you play with that? You're going to get shocked.
Who are you talking to?
Leo.
What can I can't really do any. Well, I don't need to do anything, nor can I really do anything right now because I don't even know. No, they're fine, Steven.
He's been changing the water with store-bought water. What?
And I've been treating my tap water quite heavily now that I know, so that the prime takes care of it. And then once I dump it into the tank, it's neutralized so that the beneficial bacteria can take care of it. And that seems to be working fine for right now. So I don't see why I need to get an RO unit when they are doing fine right now.
Because you don't know if the city is going to add more crap to your water. And then you'll never have to worry about the problem again.
Yeah, except then I have to buy one. And I'm waiting to get one. Because I'd rather wait to get one right now and not buy one, buy a really cheap one, and then need to buy another one. So I'm waiting a little bit before I get another one. Or before I get one. Because I'd rather buy the right one first and not have to go buy another one later. And the Angels are doing fine. After that first day and doing that first water change, they've been doing okay. Actually, they're doing fine.
Swimming around like normal fish. I feel very sorry for Terry's fish, too.
Why?
Terry's bouncing fish that eats air and then swims funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if that's his fault, but yes.
Well, I mean,
I do feel bad for that fish. But I don't know if
it was like,
his fault.
well, no, it's not his fault. It's probably just a semi-defective fish.
But I do feel bad for that fish. But yeah, the Angels are doing just fine.
I saw red angels, which looked really cool. Terry said that it eats or it gulps air when it eats, and then it like sort of swims straight up and down, like it bounces.
Bulk Reef Supply has a lot of things on sale, and I think they're also doing a lot of giveaways.
Well, yeah, Black Friday's coming up. Of course, these things always happen at the end of the month when I have no money.
That's my problem.
Well, too bad I'm not closer. I could give you a diabetes syringe and needle. Not the kind of thing, though, I'd really like to mail. Besides, you could get them at Tractor Supply. Well, not as small as a diabetes needle, but yeah, I know. It's just like our New Mexico Aquarium Society meets the last Sunday of the month, so like I never have money to buy anything at the end of the month.
See, ours is the first week of every month.
See, now that's smart, because
the first Friday of every month, and the first Saturday, which kind of sucks because they're like 2 hours apart, and I can't get to both of them. So I have a different issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, the angels are doing fine.
Gee, I don't have to worry about Christmas. And Hanukkah lasts 8 days. So even though it starts on the 28th of the month this year, let's see. So it goes to like the 6th or the 7th of December. So, but I'll probably spend, well, I know I'm going to spend some money, and I will look on Black Friday to see if I can get another reptile heater, because I should have more than one for a 60-gallon tank.
Let's see, when is Bulk Reef Supply? I know they've been doing they've been doing sales. I don't know if they have the RO units on sale though.
Yeah, 3 days after my birthday, but I already spent my birthday. Well, yeah, I spent my birthday money going to Aquashella, but that was really worth it. So. Well, Captain Morgan special. He was born without a fin, but he's still a good Oscar. And he has X's on him. Oh, that's cool. Black Friday sales on Friday the 13th. My daughter was born the 13th. And I remember when she was old enough to realize that her birthday was Friday the 13th. How could you do this to me, Mom? I said it wasn't my choice. You're the one who decided to be born on the 13th.
When was she expected?
2 weeks later, but I went into labor, so.
Well, obviously. So she wanted to come out early.
I was 2 weeks late.
Really?
Yep. I didn't want to leave the nice, warm, soft, safe, people-free place. But what is our plaid? If we're a clan, we must have plaid. actually
do
ask
they
my
have
dad. What?
what? You can
I can
ask your
ask
dad
my
what?
dad what our plaid is.
Let's see. Where are they? I didn't think they had any on sale.
Oh yeah, like I went to a Friday the 13th sale when Mervin's was still around, and I grabbed some baby blankets because I was due in January, and this lady ripped them out of my hand, and she goes, "Oh, I need these." I said, "Excuse me." I was holding them. She goes, looking down at my stomach. "Well, it doesn't look like you need them." And I said, "No, I'm just pregnant. What's your excuse?" "Well, I just need them." Ah, fish scale pattern. Very good, Adele. Very good.
5-stage premium plus 200 gallon per day water saver. And there's
No,
another one that's also water saver, but one's 305 and one's 246. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. Both 5-stage, both bulk reef supply. I'm confused.
thank you, Adele. Ooh, fries sound good.
But yeah, it doesn't look like there's many good deals on them at the moment. Well, actually, $40 off. But I'm hoping Christmas will have an even better sale.
After Christmas. I thought you were supposed to buy your Christmas gifts like on at the Black Friday sales. I mean, I don't do Christmas, so
Yeah, I know you did. I'm here.
we're no different than fish. You know, fish are racist. They don't like other species of fish sometimes. They don't like Great Danes are racist. I was really surprised. But they don't like other color Danes. No, I think he's going to put water in the tank he just drained.
I'm right here. I'm here, Bunny Viper.
Hi, doggist. I have 2 black and white dogs and 2 brown and white dogs. And they really are. They prefer their own color, even though dogs aren't supposed to see colors.
I think that's a myth.
I mean, how do you really know? Well, I
Uh,
saw that. I'm hungry. I'll have one.
yeah, I'm gonna drain it most of the way.
Oh, I hate having mismatched socks. But I always have mismatched shirts and skirts or shirts and pants. Unless my pants are black. Because kind of everything goes with black. But if I wear leggings, it's like a totally different design and color than whatever dress or shirt I'm wearing. I
You
don't like
know,
to match.
if he's trolling on the RO, that is the mother of all trolls, and I'll tip my hat to you. What?
I didn't understand either. But Bunny Viper says your cakes are ready.
Ooh.
I need a cake.
Thank you, Bunny. I'm just letting my bucket run right now, and then in a little I'll go refill it. But I've just been dosing it with more Prime, which I've been asking my dad to get some more safe. Because I don't have Amazon Prime, and he does. And I'd rather not pay for shipping if I don't have to. What? Sometimes you don't make sense, Roundhouse. Yeah, but right now they're doing fine swimming around the tank.
And they're not at the top.
No, they're not. I don't know. Can you see them? Don't want that siphon to keep on going. Oh, and I should probably unplug that. The pump and the pump
Looks very complicated.
in here. What's complicated? I don't know why you say I have a bucket that's running. I never said that.
No, he said he had a running bucket, or a bucket that was running.
I said I have a bucket that I'm pumping out water to my other two tanks, but I never said I have a running bucket.
Oh, you did say you had a running bucket.
I said I need to go refill it.
I was just sort of confused because I wasn't thinking of a pump to run water into the tank. I was just thinking of siphoning out.
So I've got a siphon to siphon out of the tanks, and then I have a pump that pumps water into the tanks from my bucket. And I'm thinking about switching the two pumps because I have a pump that goes to my angelfish tank, but this angelfish tank is a 55 gallon, and the 55 gallon is way bigger than my 10 gallons, and I have a really, really nice, expensive reef pump, the Jabayu DC pump controller, or Jabeo pump, and it runs way too much water into my 10-gallon tank, so I might switch out the pumps. And it's a bigger hose, where I haven't decided yet. I think that hose is also like 20 inches. Oh, shut up, Roundhouse. No, I said a running. It's running water into my tanks. But it would have been an overflowing bucket if I did not.
What are you spinning?
It's one of my Fluval Marina. Hang on, breeder box.
Thingies.
Yeah, this is what pumps water into it. But I think I mentioned on my other stream that the O-ring broke, so I need to go get another one. And so I'm just playing with it right now since. Shut up, Roundhouse. But seriously, what is the difference between RO? It says a 5-stage premium 200 gallon per day water saver RODI system. And then the other one, I think this is pretty much the same thing. The other one says 200 gallon premium plus 200 gallon. Okay, one's plus and one's not. What's the difference between plus and not? I'm confused. Why is this plus?
I have a live crab.
I wonder if I can add on to this unit too.
I think 5 stages is probably enough.
Yeah, but if I want to add another DI to it, I'd like to be able to. And if I need to add a chloramine block or a membrane. Oh, okay, so it has upgrades. So it has an inline dual TDS meter, glycerin-filled pressure gauge, and a membrane flush valve. Okay. That makes sense now. First heard here, Pose has crabs.
I thought that they had all died the night it got 23 degrees.
And no, I was saying that the tube is, or not the tube. Now you're effing me up, Roundhouse.
Okay, I had 5 crabs. 2 I know died. But I just saw a living, walking live crab. So I have at least 1 crab. And if it stays alive, and I see that, because I planted it pretty heavily, like they said. And all the plants are doing pretty good. Well, except for one of them has a couple leaves that are kind of yellow. But the other ones look like they're doing pretty good. And if it keeps doing good, then I'll buy more crabs.
But I want to make sure so two things. I want to make sure everything's out of the water, and two, as if I can, I want to have more stages so that I can go a little bit longer without having to change out the membranes and make it last longer. Make the membranes last longer. So the less work each membrane has to do, the better, in my mind.
Uh-oh. I came back.
I hate it when it does that. The more membranes I have, the more stuff it takes out.
No, I think it'll only go to a certain point. I might echo it. Did you make me echo? No, I'm not echoing. Weird.
I thought that the more membranes it has, the less each membrane has to pull out, and so that therefore it prolongs it a little longer. But either way, no, because I can get a 200 gallon per day 3-stage, and I can also get a 200 gallon per day 7-stage RO unit. And they're both 200 gallons per day or 100 gallons per day. Doesn't matter whether it's 4, 3, or 7.
Unless you somehow split it, I think that the membrane only lasts so long anyway. So adding another one wouldn't make it last longer if it's in line, because they'd have the same amount of water pass through them and have to be replaced at the same time. And it'll only filter so much.
Alright, but the 4 and 5 stage are pretty much the same. Actually, that's not true.
No, it's because it goes slower, and the 5 stage makes more water because I think it splits at the end. So it, like 4 and 5.
But they're both, but whether I get a 4-stage or 7-stage, you can still get 200 gallons per day out of it.
Yeah, but you don't need 7 stages.
No, I don't. That's why I'm saying 5. And the reason I want 200 gallons per day is so that I don't, hopefully I can get more out of it quicker. Because either way, the 100 gallons per day is 246, and the 200 gallon per day one is also 246. 5-stage premium plus 75 is 229. 5-stage premium plus 100 gallons per day RODI system is 246. And then the
Yeah,
150
you say
gallon
you don't. I don't think.
280. And then if I get the 200 gallon per day, it's 305 or 246.
Okay, and then Danny just answered my question because I was going to say I don't think you need the DI part. And Danny says that you don't need the DI part.
Yeah, but, and then I see George saying it's better if you have a 7-stage.
Yeah. Chewy has a good point. Where are you going to store 200 gallons of water? Ah, see, now that I understand. See, that's what I was saying. Well, Roundhouse, the 200 gallon per day is a 4-stage. It goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the water splits. Or, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then it splits into 4 and 5, which gives you 200 gallons rather than 100 gallon, because 1, 2, and 3 is slow.
GRB.
Ah, I would love some rain.
We almost never get rain here. We've been getting a little bit more, but not that much.
Because, like, if I do...
And I don't think we're going up to Tahoe either, because it's freaking cold up there. And there's no snow, so my parents don't want to go. Surprise, surprise.
How many gallons do you have? Like a fish tank? Like 55 and a 10, that's 65 gallons.
I have 5, 6, 4, no, I have 5 plus about 35 plus about 20. So that's 50, 70, 80, 90, 110. 150 or so gallons, if about.
Okay, and what's half of that?
75.
So you don't need more than 100 gallons a day unless you're going to store water. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Even the seven. Okay, so if I get a 5-stage premium plus 75 gallons per day RODI unit, that's $229 versus the 200 premium plus 200 gallon per day is 305, and the 5-stage premium is 200 gallon per day is 246. So it's not that much more to get a 200 versus a 75. It's not even double the price. It's like $40 or $50 more.
Yeah, but what do you're not going to use it.
Not right now, but that's why there's always a shutoff.
Well, because I have 420 gallons of tanks, I think. So, like, I need 200 a day, unless I want to store, or use it on use 100-gallon to change water on tanks. But you're not going to be doing 50% water changes all the time. I mean, it's better if you do, from what everybody has been saying, it's better if you do like more smaller water changes than big water changes.
Well, so on the angelfish and so for the angels, and if I want to get discus, that would be a 75-gallon tank, and that would be what, twice a week?
Yeah, because like I have a place to store water, but you don't, because I have like 1,000 square feet underneath my house that's, cement floor, brick walls that I could store water in. Well, yeah, I guess I could age water in the backyard too, but I have a well, so it doesn't really. No, I can't say it doesn't matter because I did have all my fish killed from ammonia once.
Everybody keeps on bringing up an RO unit, and I keep on saying don't have the money quite yet to get one, and everybody keeps on bringing it up. So
yeah, see, I don't know. I know some people say discus are easy, but I don't think they are. I mean, that's kind of
okay. So as long as you do the water changes and you keep up with proper maintenance,
you can't do 110% water change.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I know he doesn't because he only does it. Okay, maybe he does 110% water change, but he only does it once a week, or at least he used to only do it once a week.
You can't change 110% of your water. You only have 100%.
He only does it once a week, though, and with the amount of fish he has stocked, that's quite a bit. Only reason I know that is because Joe actually asked him to do a water test, and it was really high. No, he doesn't. Because his water was... I don't think so. He might do it, but he only does it once a week, and that's not quite enough with the amount of fish he has. Unless he changed what he does now, because when Joe asked him about it, it was really high.
I don't know. I change 25% of the water once a week.
In all your tanks?
Yeah. It takes me 2 to 3 days depending upon how well I'm moving. Which is why I was stupid when I changed the water yesterday and I didn't save some for my Captain Morgan bottle. And I'll be back. I'm going to yell at the dogs.
No, I did not, George. Yeah, but I did not think he does very many water changes, because at least when I talked to Joe, he said that he had to ask him to do a test. And it was really high. I don't know if the new system he has, he changed. He changed it. So, Lori, what have you been doing today with your room? Lori? Oh, she's on mute.
I think you said my name.
Yes, I asked what you're doing about your carpet.
I'm taking it out.
Yeah, and so how's it going?
I didn't do anything today. I was too sore. Well, no, because I had to take care of fish. So
what'd you do today?
move the pleco out of the cichlid tank. I just picked him in his cave up and put him in with the red-tailed catfish. I put the high-fin pleco in with the polar blues and the parrots. And I guess he intrigued the loaches to start cleaning algae and stuff. And tomorrow I'm gonna clean the rest of the sand out of, or I'm gonna take the substrate out of the cursed 60-gallon tank and put it outside and make room for my friend's fish. And I'm going to start setting up my python tank.
Wait, what?
I'm going to start setting up my python tank because I have substrate and hides.
Tank or?
Yeah, I'm going to put them in the 60-gallon. Yeah, I know that at least with snakes, it's not good to feed them a lot and make them grow fast because it cuts down on their lifespan.
So, George, that's why when I feed bloodworms, I've been using Hikari because, from what I've heard, it's supposed to be pretty sterile for bloodworms, at least. That's why. That's the only thing I've been using, and I have a. I could get a few discus for free if I had a big enough tank, and if I got the RO unit, which I'm planning on getting.
Ooh, what'd you make for dinner, Adele?
Why does Danny say nothing?
I don't know. I absolutely love thunderstorms. We had a thunderstorm that came through here once, and it was about 30 feet wide.
The only reason it's day 5 is because you guys keep on debating it and asking about it. And I'm waiting.
Potatoes and white sauce. Sounds good to me.
You keep on asking about the RO unit, and I keep on giving you the same answer. And yet you keep on pressing. And we keep on going on and on about it. Let's see.
Ooh, parasites and
bloating. And you're not supposed to feed them 24/7. Although I will say that Joe feeds they feed what is it? He feeds them a pound every week, and they're actually already they're 8 months old now, and Joe says they're already breeding.
Yeah,
no,
I guess.
No, S. I agree, but it helps having a good tank and an RO unit so that you can do it properly and do more water changes does help. Because as long as you have good husbandry with discus. Yeah, I know. Joe still has had his wild. I think he had a wild and a turquoise, and they keep on breeding on and driving him nuts. But he also babies them.
Well, I have to admit, I baby my Oscars. I make sure that they each get a couple of mealworms, and they each get a couple of river shrimp when I feed them. And if they bite me, then they don't get them the next day, and they don't get the next one. So they're pretty good at not biting. Fish do have some brains, surprisingly enough. And I'm actually happy with the fish that I have. I love my cichlids, and I'd like a couple more red point Hondurans, and I'd like a couple of daffodils, or what are they, catapuntus? But I'm happy with what I have. The polar blues I really wanted, and I really like them.
I hate that I keep unplugging. Are you talking about Cauda punctatus?
Yeah.
I don't know why whenever I come over to do stuff, it always unplugs my computer or the cord, and I hate that it has like 3 or 4 connections. It's really annoying. Sorry. Oh gosh darn it! I really don't like that it always unplugs on me. Why they decided to change from USB-C.
Oh, now that's a question I don't think anybody's asked. I think the next thing Kevin needs is a new laptop or something. We need to get him away from Mac.
Why they changed and went from USB 3.0 to USB-C, it's a pain in the butt.
GRB has an interesting question that no one's asked.
What?
Just out of curiosity, has anything been added to the tanks having issues like caves or anything in recent times? Or just water?
Just water. We're actually doing a lot better now.
Yeah, what, Roundhouse? That they don't want, that they're satisfied with the fish that they have? I mean, you know how long I've wanted daffodils. And that's something that I don't have.
Yeah, but
since I got the little Honduran red point, and he can live with the parrots and the polar blues, I would like a couple more. Oh, I wasn't here day one. So,
no, I have not added anything to that tank. Sorry, go on.
Oh, so, you know, that's like 7 more fish, and then I'm not getting any more fish. I will be happy.
And part of it, George, is you have way too many tanks that you can't take care of discus properly. If you really want to do, I feel like if you really want to do discus, it also helps if you don't have too many fish tanks to take care of.
And Danny, he did see the pistos earlier.
What?
You saw an episto.
Yes, I did see it pistos.
I have too many fish. But I could put all the guppies into the same tank.
GRB. So my issue, so 2 things. One is, yeah, sure, if you buy like a $2 or $3 grand Mac, but also the problem is they changed from yes, Roundhouse. So the problem is they switched over from USB 3.0 to USB-C, and so you have to get like 3 adapters or 3 different connections before you get to the Mac, which is a pain because you have to go from your hard drive or whatever you want to, whatever you store your stuff on. You have to have a micro USB, or not a micro, but I forget what that flathead one is. You have to have that, and then you have to connect that to USB, and then that goes to USB 3.0, and then from that it has to go into an adapter, and then from the adapter, from the USB adapter, it goes to USB-C. So there's like 3 or 4 connections, and if any of those break, your hard drive can get damaged, and among other things. That's how they get you. Take something away and make an adapter to bring it back, all while charging you more and more. And you have to use their products. Don't forget that, Dan. They took away the headphone jack, did that, took away the home button. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, Danny, I'm not going down that road. Okay, Roundhouse, don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I am curious. Or not curious, but I finished most of the end of the Rittenhouse lawsuit. That was interesting. Hey, Fish Adventures.
Hello, Fish Adventures.
Although I will say I'm not quite sure why he was there in the first place. Especially with the gun. And I need to do a water change on that tank soon.
I just start with tank number 1 and go all around the room. Hey, that sounded like when my 60-gallon tank went over. Oh. I remember back in the day, my late husband and I were sitting outside the airport, and there was this guy pacing back and forth, waving his hands and talking. And he turned around and he looked at my late husband and I, and he said, pulled his hair back and said, look, I have a Bluetooth. I'm not crazy.
But, what were you saying? Oh, my only problem...
Well, if you live in South Bend, Indiana, there's shots fired
what is
all the time.
I didn't watch the whole trial, but I did watch the ending, or at least some of it. Why did I give you PT? Oh. Cool. Just make sure that you quarantine.
Okay, and I was wrong. I may have to get a couple more loaches to eat snails.
Oh yeah, what kind? Because I need to put some in my 3 tanks, my 3 or 4 10-gallon tanks, before I put some more shrimp in them.
Well, The yo-yos will eat the shrimp.
What?
Yo-yos will eat the shrimp.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna put the yo-yo. That's why I said I'm gonna put the yo-yos in them so that the yo-yos eat the snails, and then after I'm gonna take the yo-yos out and put the
Send
shrimp
them to me.
and then put shrimp in them. But I want to get rid of the snails because I hate all those pest snails in them.
You'll never get rid of all the snails unless you leave the loaches in. Because I think that's the only reason that my polar blue tank doesn't have snails is because it has 3 yo-yos in it. Well, it's totally fascinating watching a pleco eat algae.
Hey, Tyler.
I think his mouth would get really sore, though.
Yeah, but I thought you said they were in bad water when you got them. Their water is dirty and green. So if their water is dirty and green, I'm saying shouldn't you should probably quarantine them. Even if they did, if it's green and dirty water, I would probably quarantine. I don't know. He's saying it's green and dirty. And I don't mind the green. I'm just saying the dirty part is not good. And green water usually means that there's an imbalance in the water, GRB, most of the time.
But it's very healthy for fry.
Yes, although some people hate green water.
Well, it took me a while to get used to the tannin water.
I don't like tannin water, and I've never been able to get green water. Because I'd really like to get green water for some Daphne.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting used to the tannin water, and it seems to make the bettas very happy.
Yeah, I would quarantine or at least watch them for a little. Okay, Danny. Why do I have to have... Okay, so yes, you would need black water, or yeah, you need black water, and you need to put peat moss in a discus tank if you had them, what, 20, 30 years ago. But these days, you can soften water using an RO unit and other things and not just using tannins. I'm just saying.
Yeah, tannins are more natural.
These days, you can also use an RO unit. Yeah, I'd like to get a 75, but I'm going to wait and get a rack for my tanks. Because if I can get a rack on this wall, then I would do it. But as it is right now, I'm not going to. 40 or 50 years ago, most people did, well, okay. Yeah, around 40, 50 years ago, before they did not have RO, then usually you'd need to use peat moss. The way a lot of discus breeders and people kept softwater fish is by using peat moss. And they used Um, God, what is it? Um, okay, sorry. So more like 80 years ago. No, yeah, around 80.
Back in the
60s.
days of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, 50 to 60 years ago. That's a good idea. Especially for, well, okay, and tannins are also good for bettas.
Tractor Supply has some cool stuff. I love Tractor Supply.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, counting down.
You must be cooking.
Always forget to time how long it takes for that barrel to finish. Thank you. Yeah, so that was about 50 years ago.
Whoa. Ah.
Okay, sure, Roundhouse, you could, but it was a lot more expensive and it was hard to get. So a lot of people use peat moss.
Ah, 7 hours since I ate, and my blood sugar's only 409.
Dang. Because I've been dechlorinating more and adding more plants. And I've been aging it longer.
Well, Chewy, that's sort of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you find a method that works, use it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they use plants though, Chewy, because a lot of people don't like using plants when they breed, at least a lot these days.
Well, you definitely would have to have braces across the top. Because if you had a tank that long, and
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. You're definitely, yeah,
yeah, heavy duty top and
need
bottom frame.
braces.
I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
sort of like in my opinion, at least with horses, the old ways, most of the older ways to train horses, or at least Native American ways to train horses, are much better than what they do now. Even though the what they do now with natural horsemanship and stuff is what natives have been doing for hundreds of years. Yeah, I like the tanks that I have that are thick glass, even though they're real heavy.
All right, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, I don't know when Kevin is coming back. Because I don't. I love to fish. I just can't get to the water anymore. It's so frustrating. Oh yeah, of course I'm giving them their fish back. I mean, I just know how much, my parents and I get along great, except for when they put me in the middle of their arguing. Um, and if I hadn't seen my parents for that long, because they lived in another country, you know, um, I didn't have any grandparents. My grandparents all died like before I was 3 years old. So I have like one memory of my grandmother and grandfather on my dad's side. And it always used to piss me off when people would say that, oh God, I got to go visit grandma and grandpa again. Um, I can understand to an extent, but you can get a lot of cool information from your grandparents and they have cool stories. They're going to be gone about a month to a month and a half. Um, they've rented an apartment for a month, so they're going to be gone for at least a month. And I don't know, it's sort of like a small thing, but I mean, just I know how I would feel as a grandparent not having seen my only grandbaby. Um, you know, he's like 2.5, I guess. And so, it's very exciting for the whole family. And it's not that hard to feed 4 tanks on a rack of the guppies. Um, and it was like, well, how much are you going to charge me? I said, I'm not worried about that. I appreciate being able to do the favor for them so they can go and, see their parents. Their parents can see the baby and see they're a very happily married couple. The first 2 times that they came, his wife was very, very shy. And then I guess when she realized that I was okay, she started opening up and talking. Um, they both came over, went to college. He works at Los Alamos Labs in the computer division. Um, they're just a really nice couple. And I lent him some Levamasol once, and then I got a package in the mail. Not only did he bring back what was left, but he bought me new stuff. And I was like, you didn't have to do that, I I lent you some Levin Masal. I just wanted what I lent you back. You didn't have to buy me a whole new, you know, 3/4 of an ounce or whatever it is. Um, I guess it just comes from Christians do nice things so they'll go to heaven. Jews do nice things while they're alive because the majority of Jews don't really believe in heaven and hell. So we're not doing nice things to achieve a goal called a mitzvah. Um, and I don't know, I may be mean, but sometimes I'm nice. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, he responded once and he bought some guppies from me. And it's going to be interesting to see how they've bred out because I sold him all my red dragons. And he's bought some others, so yeah, see, my grandparents, well, let's see. My mom was only 15 when her mom died. She was 26 when her dad died, right before her wedding, so they put off her wedding for a month. My other grandparents, I think, were in their early 60s, and from what I've been able to find, nobody in my family, ancestor-wise, has ever lived like past 65, except for my parents' generation. They're sort of changing things. My dad's just turned 90 this year and went zip lining. He was out boogie boarding in the ocean in Costa Rica and went under a wave, and the lifeguards panicked and tried to rescue him, though my dad is a good swimmer. My mom's 87 and she's still writing and painting. She hasn't really done anything with the movies recently, but I tried to find fish that did not have low pH. But to me, grandparents are a blessing, and so their son could meet his grandparents. I'm watching a fish. And I really don't need 4 more tanks of fish. So babysitting is fine. Yeah, one of my dream fish was beta macrostomas, and I got 2 of them, and they had calaminus worms, and by the time that I finally got the worms out of them and they were semi-healthy, they weren't strong enough to survive. And it's sort of like, I'll never have them again. The licorice gouramis are pretty, but with that low of a pH, I would never consider having them. Wow. Mine cost me $200 and it took me like 4 months to save up for them. So I would say no more really expensive fish. But I never considered what my fish cost until I went to Aquashella, and the little fish, the little cichlid juvenile fry I bought for like $7 a piece are selling for like 60 and more. I just never considered that part. And it was like, when the tank dumped, and he said, well, we'll replace whatever you lose. And I said, $60 a fish? And he was like, you didn't pay that much. I said, no, but I got them when they were like an inch and a half long. And now, well, my eye biters are about 6.5 inches. And the male is just, oh, I love the color. I can't wait till my little jewels color up. It really is watching them change color. It's cool watching them change and grow up. And I definitely have way too many ruby green males. Because adding the cichlids, everybody decided to color up. I mean, they're really pretty. I really like them. Bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. I didn't know you were behind me. I need food. Yeah, that's true. No, they're the regular Dini comps, just regular generic eye biters. Um, my local Petco, which used to be really good and did their rehab and now sucks, they had two of them. They were $6.99 each. So I used to watch Ben Ochart all the time, and I really loved his. So I got the two of them, and those were actually the first two fish. It was like, oh my God, where's my eye biters and my giant plecos, knowing that the plecos are a much sturdier fish. But we just scooped up everything and threw them in tanks. And like I was just amazed. I lost 1 inch, one inch Kenyi, and that's it. Everybody else survived. Well, except for some of the fry that the eye biters ate, but I don't consider that was more my fault for throwing everybody in a bucket to save them. And I have probably about 15 of the fry left that I saved. And it looks like it's a combination of the Manganos and the Kenyis. Yeah, I haven't lost any fish for a while, and it is pretty traumatic, especially somebody you've had for a couple of years and watched grow, made friends with. It's like I'd be totally devastated if I lost any of my Oscars or my friendly fish. I mean, the only tank that I don't stick my hand in regularly is Genghis, who's my 5-star general, but he bites. And it's not that it hurts, it's more the shock of being bit. It's like I'm prepared. The two ball pythons I'm getting are a little bit on the striky side, but I'm good at taming snakes, so.
Sorry, I'm back. I got distracted. Well,
You always get distracted.
no. Well, first I was trying to get something from my tank, and then I realized that my water was overflowing.
I'm not the only one. That's why I turn everything off. TV wise. Well, I don't have TV, but I have to sit there and pay attention to my tanks because I get distracted way too easily. Oh yeah, and since there's more people in here now, I'll give you a piece of advice. If you go anywhere and you buy plastic bins, check them carefully. Kevin and I went and bought plastic bins when we were in Dallas, and we put water in and some guppy grass and the crabs, and he was holding the container and it was dripping. And I said, the container, the bin, the plastic bin we bought is leaking. No, it's not. And then he held it up and the water's going drip, drip, drip. The place where they, I guess, injected the mold with the plastic, and it usually has like a round circle with like a little plug in it. Well, the plug part was missing, so it was leaking water, and 2 of the bins that we got were like that. So I silicone sealed them today, and once they're dry, I will check to make sure that they don't leak, and then I can use them. But it was really bizarre. Not something that you would think would happen. But I silicone sealed the outside and the inside.
I thought it was leaking on the side.
No, it's leaking where the little area where they poured the.
I understand, but I thought we had dripped a little bit on the side, and so that's how it was leaking.
No. I checked them when I got home.
No, at first. That's what I had thought when we first got
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said, no, I don't think so. Because I thought I had just poured into it, and so...
Yeah, because when I scoop all the fish out of the platy tank, I mean, it's much easier to scoop them all than try and catch each individual fish. I wanted a semi-clear bin to see who was a platy fry and who was a cichlid fry.
Didn't we buy a decent amount of bins, though?
Well, yeah. But these are a good size. I mean, because when they're half or 3/4 filled with water, I can still lift them.
Oh.
GRB. I love snakes.
What? So you got a lizard but wouldn't touch it?
Let's see. I was 3 years old when my dad killed the first rattlesnake in the backyard. And my dad, probably from the time I was 2 on, we always had bull snakes.
Huh.
And he used to build the coolest habitats for them. And I remember we got a sick one, or my dad caught a sick one, and he used to put baby vitamins in a hot dog. And then, force feed the snake. But then once it got healthy again, it ate all up by itself. And when I lived in Huntington Beach in California, I used to, and in New Mexico, I would take broken snakes, like that their tails had been run over or Actually, a friend's horse stepped on a snake and broke it, and I would fix them. I really
You
love
heal them?
snakes. And the only snake that I ever rehomed was traded to me for a chameleon, and turned out instead of being a smaller python, turned out to be a reticulated python, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I traded it at my local fish store. For a boa constrictor, but balls have always been my favorite. It's not 9 a.m. in Italy, and that means Bushcraft Bear will be on soon to tell us how the volcano is doing in Spain. I'm not afraid of any bug, snake. I mean, I'm cautious. Like there's a bug in Texas called a wheel bug, and it's like really cool looking, but very, very painful from what I've seen when it bites somebody.
Yeah, that would not be good. Okay.
I had a Savannah monitor. I've had lots of stuff. I had a bunch of snakes and stuff, and when I got the divorce, for some stupid reason, it was because my ex was a jerk. He kept everything, and let's see, first the pony died, and then my thoroughbred died from colic. And let's see, he put 2 live rats in with the boa, and the rats ate the boa. And virtually every other animal except for 1 dog and 2 cats died. And the court said, "Oh, but you used to be a drug addict, so you're very bad." Okay, Danny, thank you for coming. Have a good night's sleep.
Night, Danny. Where did I put my prime? Yeah. Here it is. Doy. Alright, so what's going on?
I was talking about snakes and stuff.
How much do I need? Five milliliters. Okay. No. 30 milliliters. 3 milliliters. Yeah, I'm going to use 5. Just to be safe. So, I've got my brine shrimp hatching now, although I don't know where I put the 2 air stones. I think I didn't use them because people were saying that you don't want that fine bubble. So I didn't end up using them, and now I don't know where they are.
And then the question becomes, do you need fine bubbles or not?
And that I'm wondering because in my mind, well, I don't know. I know for Daphnia you shouldn't have fine bubbles. And I would think that it would be similar for brine shrimp. Because for Daphnia, you don't want fine bubbles because it will get stuck in their carapace.
Mm.
Ugh. Okay, there we go.
One of our snakes got out once, and I guess my mom had cooked bread earlier, and the oven was warm, and the snake wrapped itself around the handle of the oven. And my mother's maid walked past the oven, and the snake stuck its head out. She quit. She left us a note that she wasn't going to work in a house with loose snakes. It wasn't supposed to be loose.
Nonetheless, it was, and they got out of there really quickly, apparently.
Well, at least she stayed long enough to write a note. I'm sorry I didn't finish the house. The snake was wrapped around the handle of the oven. I quit.
Duh.
She left it on the table.
When I did my what training?
For snake relocation.
Wait, why would he... Wait, what? I'm confused. I thought he didn't like snakes, so why would he be doing snake relocation?
Catch and relocate training. I don't know, there's an awful lot of poisonous snakes.
But I thought he has a respect, but he could never keep any. I thought he didn't like them. Oh,
Well,
I thought you didn't like them. Is that why you don't like them, or... Because if that would make more sense, but I thought you didn't like them before that. At least that's what you make it sound like. You never liked them. But is that why you don't like them?
yeah, there's a lot of poisonous snakes out there. We just have poison. We only have like rattlesnakes. I mean, they're poisonous, but
Only, she says, only.
there are some really dangerous snakes out in the world.
Yes, there are. But any snake that can... I don't know. In my mind, any snake that is venomous, yeah, is dangerous to me. But hey, even boas.
They're not poisonous, though.
No, but they... Wait, yeah, I know. I said venomous.
They're not venomous.
What are?
Boas.
That's why I said even boas are. Or can be.
No.
Dangerous? Yeah.
Well, any snake could probably potentially be dangerous. I mean, if you're afraid of snakes, you could have a heart attack, but that's your problem, not the snakes.
Okay.
In the middle of the night? Holly?
Yeah, that's the best time to get work done. Sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Nobody bothers you, which is why I like being up at night. Although my mom's always like, you don't go to bed at a normal time. I'm like, yeah, that's because I hang out with all of my friends and they all are up at night and I'd rather not have to deal with you sometimes. I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I almost wish I never got my graves taken care of and treated because it
Yeah,
really
too.
messed with my lack of sleep schedule.
What do you mean?
Because before I had it treated, like I didn't need to sleep more than a couple hours a day. Well, a
Oh,
couple hours, 24-hour period.
and now you have to got it.
Sleep.
I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, no, I don't sleep well, and sometimes I get grouchy, but
Well, obviously, you know how well I wake up.
I get more agitated, but that's mainly because my dad teases me, and I find it funny because he's like, you get very upset and you get very annoyed, and things that don't generally bother you when I tease you are, and I'm like, yeah, and those kinds of things I'm usually okay with when I'm not tired. But you never are okay with it because you're a lot more sensitive than I am. So I also have to sometimes pick and choose when I tease you for what I tease you about. And if you know I'm tired, stop doing it.
But it's fun.
But he keeps on doing it and then gets upset with me because I yell at him or because I'm annoyed. And it's like, all day I've been tired, so why are you bugging me?
It's
Well,
just as good as makeup.
just saying. Yeah, but then he gets upset with me for it. And I'm like, well, I have been tired all day, so why do you keep on doing it?
Yeah, locating in confined places, that I agree, GRB. That's tricky. I'm actually pretty good. Oh, we were in the water once and I saw a garter snake and I grabbed it, and when I moved it, it struck at my son and he got bit on his wrist. And he looked at me and he said, Mom, am I going to die? And I said, No, it's a garter snake. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone after it. And I would have gotten you guys out of the water if it was poisonous.
Wait, it was in the water?
No, it was in a tree above the water.
Oh,
Now in Texas,
I
there
like
was
the.
copperheads, water moccasins, and rattlesnakes that swam in the water.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go in the water there. Also glad I don't know. To me, what Father Fish does sometimes is quite crazy.
But going into snake-filled waters, I'd do it.
No, but he goes out on his own collecting, and sometimes those places are things there that I'd rather not encounter.
When I went and picked up Jake, my last service dog, I wanted to go see the Gulf of Mexico, which was 50 yards away. And the lady said, Before you do that, walk across the road and look into the canal. And they were like, well, I counted 9 alligators. And I forgot the name of the town, but it actually has a sign when you're coming in, the alligator capital of the United States.
Wait,
And
where?
she said there were 9, like between 3 and 5 foot alligators in the canal across the street from them. And then she said, Come in the backyard. And they had like a 6.5 foot alligator that they killed the day before that went through their fence to get at their puppies. Luckily, the husband killed it before it killed the puppies, but it's like, I don't think I'll go down to the Gulf right now. Guess it was breeding season or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, she said it. I'm not going to argue with an alligator.
Nor would I. All right, I might go out of.
He disappeared again. So why did you decide to become a snake relocator?
And I thought just a few minutes ago he said he didn't like snakes. That's a permanent. Or was it because of this that you don't like snakes now? Thought I asked that already. But... Oh my gosh. Yeah, at least, okay, I will say one good thing is where I fill up my bucket, it's tiles, so it's easy to clean up. Whereas in my room, it's not fun. But I don't have to worry as much when it's in the bathroom. Quite as much.
Well, I'm going to end up replacing the floor in this room now.
Oh, you're replacing it or you're ripping it out?
No, I'm ripping the carpet out, but I'm going to have to replace the floor.
Ollie?
Yeah. Well, I'll just put a layer of plywood over, everything, seal it really well, and then probably use the vinyl interlocking stuff.
So she said, okay, a huge shell and a big old rock. What size tank is it again? 20? Or did she say a 40?
My dad collected a lot of coral when he was in Okinawa, and now I wish that they would have kept it so
Coral?
I could use it as display on top of the tank.
Coral?
And that's what happened to it all. Yeah, it was dead coral, but
Well, obviously, I would assume he didn't bring it back alive.
But only when required, right, GRB?
Wait, what?
Oh, it was part of my employment at as an environmental scientist on a very large chemical fertilizer company site. So he kept his registration and does some collecting work when required.
Oh, 20 long. Okay.
I really want to find out the name of that stupid rock that we got at Aquashella. I really like that rock.
Which one? The one that I got?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, I like that one too. Do you know what it's called?
No. That's why I need to know the name of it. So I can find more.
I thought you said
No,
somebody
Chris. Yeah, Chris Robertson said he knew what it was. And he said the name, but I forgot which stream it was on and when it was on. And
I haven't seen him in a few.
yeah, there has to be an easier way.
What?
Ooh, a 40 breeder and a 55 gallon. Cool. Yeah, I was actually thinking about moving the platies to the 60.
Where are you
And
going to put them, Holly? Sorry, go on. Sorry, don't mind me. Go on.
Kevin, you know where your rock is? Because my rock is in the crab tank. And my camera won't go that far. This truly is an awesome rock. And then luckily I just have like a 10-gallon regular fish tank lid. So the LEDs, there's only like 3 or 4 of them.
Can you see it?
Make you big.
This is it, right?
Yeah, and then turn it around. Not so fast.
Well, I'm trying to do it quickly because sand is coming off of it. I do it too slowly.
Yeah, it's a really cool rock.
I know. Can you see it all?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Boogie?
Boogie's upset because he wants to get on the bed, and there's already 3 other dogs on the bed. And I threw out his chair, so I have to go get him another chair to sleep in.
Oh.
Boogie Boogie. Leo, stop it. Children. I think no, it's not sandstone. It has a sort of like a, instead of a stalactite or a stalagmite, it has like bubbles, and inside, or the bubbles that are cracked have red oxidation and holes in them. No, it doesn't have any shells in it. It does look like a cave rock. Some quartz-like stream, but a lot of small crystals, which rather than, like, I have flagstone with the crystal inclusions that if you break it right, you know, you can open it up to see the crystals. But these crystals are on sort of half bubble. They're half bubble formations.
I wish you got some when I got some. Honestly, I really wish you got some when I got some. They were nice. They are really nice. I wish I know you liked them too.
Well, I'll figure out what they are.
I had it for like 2 or 3 days, and then you told me 2 days, and 2 days you liked it.
Yeah, and then I went over and I couldn't find any over there.
Yeah,
I mean, I I even got out of the scooter and went all the inside and looked at all the
yeah.
It's okay, boogers. Booga booga. What you doing, boogers? What's happening, boogie boogie? You know, you could sleep on the blanket on the floor.
Yeah, but why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to sleep on the floor, Mommy.
No, I want to sleep on your head like last night.
What?
Really wasn't good for my neck, though. But he's such a good dog.
I hate how bad my phone takes photos. Ugh.
Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have taken pictures of the rock before I put it in the tank.
Do you know the company of the place we got the rocks from?
Oh, it's the mesquite guy, in Texas. Like mesquite wood or something. That's a good idea. I'm trying. I had the name of the company in my bookmarks, but of course, bookmarks don't transfer.
I'm trying to figure out what that company name was for the God, what was it for that plant that I got? But I forgot what that name of the plant was.
Oh, that red.
Yeah.
But that's pretty easy to look up if you look up like plant with bookmark backups.
What? I never searched up the name of the place.
Nocturnal something. I know that helps a lot.
Actually, it does.
Yeah, it was nocturnal something.
That helps. Because I think.
Oh, if they have a vendor list on the Aquashella.
No, I'm going into my PayPal.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something nocturnal or nocturnal something.
So I was wondering why when I tried to buy something from Aquatic Arts, it said it was declined because I'm like, I know I have $10 in my account, and then I realized, oh crap, I didn't put my the code in. That would help. Oops. All right, let's see. I have Nocturnal Aquarist. Lori.
That sounds right.
I bought so much stuff from Aquatic Arts. And I didn't, and the thing that was really annoying was I didn't even have to. 160.
Well, then why did you?
Well, okay, so I didn't need to Well, because I didn't need to, because I could have gotten it. I realize now that I could have gotten it online instead.
Ah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Because I had that $100 gift card, and I actually just got. I think instead I used it today, and I spent like $10. It was like $20 shipping, which wasn't too bad, but I didn't end up needing anything, so I didn't use it for myself. But yeah.
Oh. Well, Orlando is not going to help me.
What? Why are you saying Orlando's not going to help me?
Because the vendors will be different.
Well, that and you're not going there, are you?
No.
Yeah, there's gotta be. You could ask Steven. Steven, I would assume, like, Steven did a video on it. I would hope that he would have put some of
Oh,
this in.
duh. I did a video, but I went too fast past it.
That's why I'm saying you should ask, like, Steven or somebody that actually did probably a longer video than you did. No offense. I didn't even video. I need to next year. I'm just glad I got an extra piece just in case I lose that freaking piece again.
There sure were a lot of coral there.
Yeah, I'd love to get into a coral tank, but not yet. I tried talking to Stephanie from, I think, yeah, Stephanie. And she's like, it's not too expensive and it's not too hard. And then I talked to her about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's too expensive for me to start up in right now. And plus, I want an RO unit, and I don't have one yet. Yeah, Queen of Reef on YouTube. She was trying to help me out with it, and I'm like, yeah, nope, not gonna do it yet. Too expensive to get an RO unit. And then she's like, it's a lot easier to do a smaller tank, or it's a lot harder. It's easier to do a bigger tank because the water parameters don't fluctuate as much. Okay, that makes sense. And then she also said, but a smaller tank is better because then you don't have to you don't have as many issues with water parameters or something of that sort. And I'm like, okay, so which one do I do? Do I do a large tank or a small tank? I was just like, oh, yeah, not gonna do
Oh,
it anytime soon.
why am I looking for the name of the vendor that we bought that you bought the rocks from when you could look on your PayPal?
Because I don't know if I paid with my PayPal.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yes. Or a possum.
what?
Oh, poor possum.
Unless, wait a second. Let me look.
Possums are awesome. I used to watch, last year I was watching this guy every night who he feeds the possums because the second leading cause of death for possums is starvation. The first is getting hit by cars. So I don't think it's Shungai.
I don't know why. I still hear a little bit of an echo. Like when type or click my mouse, I hear it on your end. Or I hear a
Yeah,
squeak.
it is on my end. No, that's a black rock. I had baby pigeons and I had a possum break in and eat a bunch of the eggs, and I caught the possum. So I called first. I called animal control and asked them if they could take the possum and put it somewhere where possums live. And they said, "Well, we just really take it from you and release it in the nearest open space," was where the electric wires were, which was like on the other side of the houses behind me. So that wouldn't work because it would just come back. And then I called Fish and Game and I said, "I have a possum." And they said, "You do realize that it's illegal to own a possum?" I said, "No, no. I caught a possum and he needs to find a place to go." "Oh, well, call animal control." So I was kind of stuck in a vicious circle. So I finally got a hold of someone at Fish and Game who told me where at this monastery about 30 miles away, they had a large colony of possums. And perhaps if I called the monastery, they would take the possum. And I guess I had the possum about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Where is it?
In Southern California. And so I went to Lake Elsinore and I went to the monastery because I wanted to see it anyway. And I was talking to one of the guys there, monks there, and I said, "Well, you're kind of suggested to me, besides I always wanted to come here." And they said that you have a bunch of possums. "Oh, yeah, we have quite a lot of possums here." I said, "Because I caught a possum and I live in Huntington Beach and it's going to get run over by a car or something bad's going to happen to it." "Oh, well, bring it here. We will be more than happy to take your possum." So I was so happy to find it a place.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Okay, it wasn't on this account.
Oh, yeah, Nocturnal Aquarius. It was actually interesting, GRB, because I had a night blooming cirrus and it got too wet and died.
All right.
And
I still tell Kat I still haven't seen her in here anytime lately. She said she's not working and she'd be in here. Where is she? Sorry, go on.
No, I forgot where I was. I'm getting tired.
Monastery coming home.
Oh, yeah. So they took the possum and I was so happy to find him a home where she wouldn't, get run over by a car. And I must have seen probably 5 or 6 possums when I was on the monastery grounds.
Let's see. Did I pay? I might have. I either paid. I don't think I paid. Did I pay in cash? No, I don't think I paid in cash. No, I did pay. I think I paid in cash because it was a shorter line. And I didn't have to wait. So I don't think I paid for it. Yeah, I think I paid for it in cash because it was a shorter. I don't think I paid for it in through PayPal, Lori. Otherwise, I was gonna look at my.
Okay, now that is an idea.
What?
No, I probably paid in cash too. Because I bought the piece of wood there, but I'm pretty sure I just paid cash. And I didn't see the mesquite guy listed. Because I know he's from Houston. Oh no, I was talking about a not blooming cereus, and it died.
Poor biggies.
And Nocturnal Aquarius had some that were growing, that he's switched over to growing in water. So he gave me two of them. He said, just put them in, your hang on the back filter, and they're rooting and growing fine. I can't believe mine died of too much water, and now I have ones growing in water. But they have 12-inch blooms, and they squirt smell out. They only bloom at night. They bloom for one night, for a couple of hours, and while they're blooming, they shoot out perfume to attract a special moth that's the only moth besides Charles at Goliad Farms who can pollinate them.
Wow.
Hey, Ian, Charles actually did a video of him pollinating the night blooming cereus, pretending to be a moth. Hey, biggies, how are you doing?
Hello, biggies. All right, well, let's see. But yeah, I don't think I have it because I think I paid in cash because there was a shorter line, and I think at that time it was in the beginning. It was like the first day, so I still had some.
Okay, I typed in Houston mesquite dealer, and I'm getting card dealerships. That's pretty good.
How do you spell it?
MESQUITE. Furniture, hardwoods, lumber. I know he's out. I know he's in Houston. Okay, I'm too tired to do this. I can't pay attention. I mean, it's common. The mesquite connection, it may be it.
Wait, are you sure? Because mesquite isn't mesquite in Texas?
Yeah, and the guy lives in Houston. Now I'm getting books.
No, but what I'm saying is, isn't Mesquite a city in? Is it? It's not Aquarium Design Group.
Yeah, there is a Mesquite, Texas, and there's also a Club Mesquite. Mesquite Grill. I'm trying to think where I've seen him advertised.
Seen him advertised?
It was probably on Facebook.
You've seen him advertised somewhere?
Yeah, because I remember saving him, and I thought, I'm only going to Dallas. I'm not going to go all the way down to Houston. But being in Texas, it is a good, it would be a good thing for him to go to Aquashella.
The Fish Gallery, Aquarium Design Group, Big Man's. No. TNT. No, don't recognize them.
Okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow because I'm too tired to think now.
I'm looking on Yelp right now.
Oh,
Was it he says the Mesquite Connection. Could that be it?
well, when I put it in my computer, all I got was the Houston to Mesquite bus connection.
Oh. And then can you send me your son's contact or some way I can contact him?
For the Heyman's guppies?
Your son?
Oh, yeah, Jason. I'll do it in the morning. I'm too tired to look for stuff now.
I understand. All right. On that note, it's 1. I'm going to call it. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Have a great night, and I will see you all hopefully sometime tomorrow. I don't think I'm going tomorrow right after Kenny, but I will be going tomorrow night. So have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow night. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.